Hi everyone, Leslie here from the studio. Today in our Remember This, I wanted to practice doing arch and curl movements for our clients who are using the gyrokinesis classes right now, and for clients who are doing bigger exercises in Pilates mat work, okay? So I just wanted you to see, okay, we're gonna need two things for this. We're just gonna need to kind of look here at Fred and see where do we actually arch and curl. And we wanna see, we're gonna actually use the tool of the roller to practice the movements and to explore that. Okay, so the two basic ideas I want you to think about is when we curl the spine, okay, evenly, we're gonna want to make the back ribs as wide as possible, and then we're gonna wanna evenly make the spine long and bring the head and the hips towards each other. So that means all of these muscle areas, all the soft tissue from the back of the upper spine, all the way to the back of the hips has to actually relax and get wider. It has to open up, okay? So that's curling, right? So if I, kind of flex up my ribs, I'm gonna bring the two ends of my body, head and hips towards each other. And so I have a round spine, okay? Shoulders nice and stable, of course, so I don't collapse my chest. So the next one, the arch movement. The idea is that we're gonna wanna keep the support of our body here, but the hips are designed, we're designed in this joint right here, okay? Coming up, Sterling has a workshop at the end of this month about the sacrum. So this joint actually has the ability to narrow and widen. So we're gonna arch here, and then here's the fun part. We're also gonna arch here in the scapula area in the upper spine, okay? So if I turn him sideways, you can see how your spine has its lovely curves. When we arch the spine or extend it, we're gonna wanna get the arch in the back of the pelvis, and we wanna get the arch, wow, up there in the upper spine, okay? So you can see me tugging on his shoulders because he's all attached with pins, and we don't have metal pins in ours unless you have surgically, have had the surgery and they put them in. But we're quite capable to arch the upper back and the pelvis simultaneously. So those are your big ideas. Come with me on the floor with your roller and let's try it out. So you just need a spot where you can be comfortably on your floor. All right. So the first thing we're gonna do is get our back nice and loose. So loose meaning relaxed back muscles and the feeling of opening up your back. So the adjective to me is width, right? Making your back nice and long and wide. So place the roller at your back rib area. And then more or less, get your legs and hips and feet settled. And then notice that makes your neck, to keep your head up, you have to actually flex the neck. So we're gonna put our hands really into the very back of the skull. And I'm gonna lace my hands together. And I'm gonna relax my head back in my arms. So I have the feeling of leaning my chest back a little bit. So there's a little bit more weight in my center going against the roller, okay? So opening up the eyes to the ceiling, find an easy neck position, and then elevate your hips, okay? Now my hips and my shoulders are on the same plane. And so my body is gently curled, not straight, not extremely, but gently kind of rounded. So we're just gonna take a couple stripes, right, forward and back on the roller, because we want to get our back, the torso muscles. You can go as far as you like. If you go all the way to your upper back, it's helpful to lean back against it so that you can kind of level out your back. I have to reach my knees forward and really keep my good footing on the ground. Okay? And then once you get the roller at your upper back, we're gonna settle the hips on the floor. and establish a weight in the mid-body. So I'm going to weight into my back ribs, and I'm going to stretch the nape of my neck. And again, make sure my neck is not in something forced or unnatural. Okay, super important, that part. So once we're here, the idea is to deepen the mid-body in the floor, and we're going to curl the pelvis and just the tippity top of the crown of the head up here, and that's your round movement. So you'll feel like I'm sinking because the roller is sliding from me. You're going to feel like when you round that your upper back and your middle back gets really broad, okay? And hopefully I'm showing it real clear. You can see the curl straight through the middle of my body through here, okay? Now onto the arch, okay? Bring your feet and legs where they're most stable. So start to arch through the hips and rolling your shoulders back, lower your head and chest simultaneously. Again, hold the head so you're not hanging at your neck. You're guiding your head back over the roller, and that's our gentle arch. So we're gonna wanna curl over our back ribs, not lifting the head, but floating the head up as our body sinks in the floor. And then we arch hips and shoulders rotate, tips, 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 tips of the shoulders rotate. And we arch the upper back. Couple times. Curl and arch. Curl, rising over the ribs if you can. Leverage yourself with the roller. Again, make sure the hands get low enough. Slide those hands down. And guide the skin of the neck back as you arch. Okay? So as you're practicing, something you're looking for on the arch is that you're not thrusting your rib cage and middle body up and out. You're arcing around your center so that there's actually a feeling of smooth control and tension, healthy tension in this mid to low thoracic area. So your heart area, your sternum, your rib cage, the diaphragm, we don't want to thrust that. People do that enough, right? Gets us into trouble. So I'm going to arc around. There we go. Around my ribs. So I feel a lot of stretching in my abdomen and my front body, but it avoids strain in my back. Okay, one more time. Arcing, arcing, arcing. Pull with your legs, arc through the hip creases. Go around yourself. Open up the chest. And through, okay? Now, it's helpful if your back is tight to kind of finish with what you started, is just opening up the legs. Bring yourself more or less to a line so the head lowers itself back to where the pelvis was, and just take a couple stripes, just to check it out. Okay, so you're pushing and pulling your core, you're staying nice and active. Try to keep the back of the head in line with the back of the pelvis. Okay, good, and then away we go, sliding that out. All right. Now the proof is, when you come up to seated, the proof is just try out your back. Okay, your back should feel a lot more capable, right? Agility is what we're after, and balanced mobility around the center of the body. Okay, thanks for watching. If you like this, please don't forget to push the thumbs up because it helps our overall studio. and share it with somebody who can benefit from it.